Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how weeks 15, 16, and finals went for dental hygiene school. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Alright guys, so at this point in my life I have completed the first semester of dental hygiene school, and that is absolutely unbelievable. Little disclaimer, I'm kind of sick right now. My voice sounds a little more manly. It's hard for me to hear out of my ears, so I don't know how this is going to go. I'm working on filling up on fluids and everything like that. I am super not feeling good, but I actually just got back from a Halloween, wow. I actually just got back from a Christmas party. Actually my school's little, well not my school's, but the girls that I am in dental hygiene school with, we had a Christmas party and a Secret Santa, and it was super fun, and that's what I just got back from. So I figured I would go ahead and sit down and let you guys know how those weeks went, because I know that it has been long awaited and a lot of you guys have messaged me just like kind of trying to figure out where I'm at with school and everything. So we're going to talk about weeks 15 to start with. This was the week after Thanksgiving. I didn't have class that Monday, and then I had my FMS on a real patient on that Tuesday, and that was like absolutely surreal, weird, and I was very nervous to start with. It didn't go very well, not because of my fault, but because of conditions of my patient's mouth and stuff like that. I don't really know how HIPAA works and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm able to share what was happening in my patient's mouth, even though I'm not sharing who it is. So I'd rather not talk about what was happening in their specific mouth until I know better about HIPAA and what I can and can't share. So I did that. It was a 2-hour slot. I was there for the full 2 hours, just taking one FMS. It didn't take me that long to take the whole entire FMS. We had to like sit down and talk to our teacher and like review how he did and everything after that. That is what we did that Tuesday. And then that Wednesday we had an anatomy test. I don't honestly remember what it was on, and then we had a lecture on muscles, so like learning all of the head and neck muscles pretty much. And then that afternoon we just had a review in the clinic with a pre-clinic, and basically we just like reviewed every single instrument, kind of just like it was kind of just like a wrapping up the semester type thing, like this is, you know, what explorers are and this and that, and like it was kind of self-guided a little bit. It had like a check sheet of things that we could do on certain surfaces if we were exploring, or if we were using a curette or sickle or whatever. It had like a list, and our teacher would come around and sign off that we completed that correctly. We didn't really get to everything. That was basically the goal of that whole day. The next day we didn't have class, and then the next day we had dental charting, probing, and occlusion lab, and that was actually really interesting because it was a little bit more like how we're going to see patients, because we all were in our operatories. I was actually a patient that day, and then they like come around and probe like one quadrant. They determined my occlusion and also dental charting. We would chart the whole mouth or whatever, and it was actually really interesting because it was like kind of like the first things that we're going to do whenever we see our patients in clinic and stuff. So very interesting to do that. We did the same thing that next Monday morning, except for, you know, we switched. The people who were patients weren't patients anymore that day. In the afternoon there was anatomy lecture. We didn't have class that Tuesday, and then we had our partner workup on that Wednesday, and that was our last real day of class. And this was like where we basically took everything from the semester and put it all together. It was very intense and very crazy. Like, you were a patient one half of the day and a operator the other half of the day, and basically you do everything from like to the point where you would treatment plan. I'm pretty sure you would go through, do all the paperwork, do the extraoral exam, do the intraoral exam, do your presentation. We charted the whole mouth, and then we did perio charting on just the mandibular facial, and then we determined occlusion, like filled out all those little papers that we have to do. And basically we did everything that you would need to do with a patient, taking vital signs, that kind of stuff, up until you would treatment plan and then do treatment. So it was pretty cool to see how clinic would work and everything like that, and how everything would run and all that kind of stuff. It was very interesting. It was also very stressful, but we actually got done early both times. We got done like 40 minutes early the first session, and then the afternoon session we got done like 45 minutes early or something like that. So we actually did a really good job, and it ran pretty smoothly. Then we didn't have class the next day, and then the following day we just cleaned up the clinic, and when The seniors basically taught us how to clean like the autoclaves and everything just for like at the end of the semester, and that was pretty interesting. And then we had our SADA party after that, and they had an ornament exchange. I got a little alligator float ornament and stuff. So then the next week we had finals, and I was very nervous about that. I was very worried just because I didn't know. It was kind of like whenever you had like your very first test of the semester, you don't know what that teacher's tests are like. You don't really know what to expect, and it's the same way with finals. In other finals classes, you kind of have like, it's kind of general information, right? Like in your finals in A&P, whatever class you're taking, generally you know that the final is going to be pretty general basic information, like general concepts and things like that. It's not going to be like very, very, very minute specific details. So I didn't know if that's how these finals were going to be, or if it was going to be like very, very minute specific details, you know, because obviously you're preparing for boards and stuff. Like you don't need to just know general concepts, you need to know specific details sometimes. And so I didn't know if that's how it was going to be or not. The tests were pretty hard and pretty challenging, and there were some specific details that you did need to know. Honestly, while I was taking my finals, afterwards I thought I did really bad on some of them, and those are the ones that I thought that I did really, really bad on, the ones that I did the best on, so I don't really understand that. So finals were spread out where we had one final a day. So I ended up getting all B's this semester, which I am totally fine with. We're on an 8-point grading scale, so a 92 is an A, and a 83.9 is a C. So basically I got above an 84 in all of my classes. So at least it's not official yet, but I did the calculations myself, and I'm pretty sure that is what happened. If not, I just know that I made what I needed to make on the finals to pass the class, because we have to make at least a 75 on all of our finals, or we have to like retake it and it's a problem. So I made what I needed to make, and that is what I'm trying to accept. I said this on Instagram a couple of days ago that it's kind of hard to retrain your brain, because you're getting into the program with all A's and like you're striving for all A's all the time, and then you get into the program and you're like, well, it's fine if you get a B or even a C, and it's weird because you're not used to it. So even if you get a B, it's a really good grade. Even if you get a 91.9, it's still a B, and it's a really good grade, but you're not really happy about it because it's a B. And so I feel like that's something that I need to learn to accept, kind of. So yeah, that's how my semester went. I'm going to be doing a Q&A on how a recap of my entire first semester. I already have all of the questions written down, and I'm planning on making a lot more videos throughout this break. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. There will be many, many more, and I can't believe I'm headed into my second semester. We will see how it goes, and I'm glad that you guys are on the journey with me. I will see you guys later.